All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's start the work session. See the agenda before you. We've got a couple of presentations tonight from the basketball group and the baseball team. Got the minutes from May 14th. We have a public hearing when we start the actual meeting of the Brazil Tequila Mexican Cantina. Their alcohol license for the restaurant that took the place of Lupe's. Our bills. Coleman County Commission invoice, which is the deputy overtime. CWA Park improvement proposal. This is essentially taking, and there's some verbiage in there. Robert, can you kind of speak to that for a minute? What we want to do with this?
Yeah. Go over there really.
We're essentially wanting to do 2 fields and put a playground in there instead of trying to do all the fences at one time.
So kind of what it would do is instead of focusing on just the fencing project, and instead of just looking at the park improvement plan that we looked at, we would kind of combine both of them and turn it into a 3-phase plan over the next 3 years. So we got budgeted $175,000. Now, if we spread that out to $175,000 over 3 years, that's $525,000. Now, if we look at both of the plans we were looking at, the fencing project and the improvement plan, that can be covered under that amount. So over the next 3 years, if we do about 2 fields a year and then an improvement, over 3 years, we can do the whole thing. And so that's kind of what we were looking at doing. And with this year, what we were looking at doing is doing two fields and then resurfacing the court and getting that back up. So that would be the first phase. And then next year's phase could be doing 2 more and doing the pickleball courts. And then the final could be the final baseball fields and then volleyball courts. So that's kind of how that could look from a year or 2 years.
Playground, because the next item is moving some money from Veterans Park to CWA to the playground.
Yeah.
Because the whole fencing estimate, I think, was like 510, and that's nowhere near what's in the budget.
It's
310.
Yeah, it was
310, okay. I knew I had 10 in there. It was too much money for the budget anyway, whatever it was. So we're going to have to phase it, do it in phases.
Could you get a land and water conservation grant to help us get it out?
That's something we could look into. But I was looking into using city funds as something that we can control, right? If we use grants, we would have to follow their rules, right? So if it's something that years later that we wanted to expand on the park, so if we wanted to move the fields, to line the fields up, we would have to follow their rules. But if we use city funds, then we don't have to follow their rules. We can just move the fields if we wanted to. So.
And typically, depending on what it is, if we do a grant, it winds up costing you a lot more in the long run, depending on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, that's why, I mean, we could build sidewalks for cheaper than we could do even the match on the grant. That's why we did that ourselves. So it just depends on what the project is, as to whether the grant would be applicable or not. And item number 5 is moving the budgeted amount from Veterans Park to CWA to put a playground in between those 2 ball fields.
So the main reason that we're looking at doing this is I've talked to a lot of parents that take their kids over to the park while they're playing ball, and we have a playground in that park, but it's kind of away from fields. And if you have little kids, you kind of got to pick. Do you want to watch your kid play, or do you want to go have the little kid play at the park? So if we put a playground right next to the field, then you can kind of do both. You can watch your kid play and then watch them play playground. But we would also put a gate behind it, so it kind of closes it off too. So.
Okay, our next item is the fine and course cost amnesty ordinance 2026-9. We can have this as the first reading tonight, or we can, if everyone's had a chance to look at it, we can waive rules and pass it. This is essentially since we no longer have a court system, this is to forgive all the pending fines, tickets, whatnot. New check signer, since our city clerk has resigned, I don't know if y'all want to appoint one of us as an alternative check signer, or just leave it, me and Janet, for a minute. Whatever y'all want to do, if you want to get 3, or wait till we get another clerk and have them. It's up to you. In the interim, I mean, we're both here, so. This was just, if something happened to one of us, we would need an alternate, so if y'all want to do that, that's item number 7. Also, item number 8, I don't remember if we discussed this last time or not, but we need someone else to be appointed to the Alcohol Review Board. And Rusty, you said you might be willing to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Rusty is willing to serve on that if everyone agrees. So that would be our appointment for our missing member of that. Item number 9. The fire department has a bunch of old fire hoses that don't pass the test anymore. So we want to, I guess, throw them away. You've already taken the good parts off of them, right, Chris?
We're in the process of that.
In the process of that.
Yeah, we're actually waiting to see what plays out to work up season.
So essentially, you take the couplings off, the good parts, and then the rest of it just jump, right?
Yeah, that 5-inch supply line comes in a 100-foot section, and just the naked 100-foot section of hose is, I think it was $800. With the couplings attached, it's $1,200. So it's $200 a coupling. So we're going to try to salvage all the couplings we can, and some of the couplings are old, and they're very, very old. But at least, we'll have kind of done our due diligence to use all that we can.
Yeah.
And that'll save a lot in the long run. We'll have a good idea of what we need to move forward from there.
Yeah, and maybe even if they're real old, just save a couple of bucks, put it in your little museum you have over there. Yeah.
Some of them are that old. And there is opportunity for some people using around boat docks and things. I just wouldn't know how to proceed with that. I mean, we just would really like to clean that area up. It's visible for the food trucks and things, so we're really trying to clean it up. Donate it, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, well, this will allow you to do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Unfortunately, even if it's junk, we, as a city, we have to surplus it, legally to dispose of it, even if it's, due for the dumpster. So that's what this is for. Our old business, credit card machine for the library, I talked to Teresa. She's good with a square. So if we approve that, we'll get that on order for her. Item number 2, old business, the procurement policy for federal funds, ordinance 2026-8. This will be the second reading of that. So if y'all are good with that, we can vote on that tonight. Give y'all a minute to look at that. Okay, is there anything else we want to bring up before we start the actual meeting? I'll need another minute. Yeah, Okay, all right, we'll call the meeting to order. Thank everybody for being here. Dan, if you will, if you lead us in a word of prayer.
We thank you for Heavenly Father for all the blessings you have given, that you would look down upon us in favor and that you would let us petition you in prayer even as we are at this moment, knowing that you hear us. Father, that you would guide us always, that we would do the things in this life that would please you, knowing the will that you have given us. Thankful for your Son, the privilege this evening of gathering to conduct business and to meet with those that make these decisions, that they would honor your name and glorify you in all things you do. And thank you, Father, for those who put them in harm's way for us, and that they would be protected, that you guide us always. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Now for the pledge.
Teaching salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this is the time we ask for any citizen, if they have a legitimate topic to speak about, you can come up to the podium over there and speak for up to 3 minutes. Just give us your name and address, and
This is on.
should be the little button if it's not. Maybe dead, so.
My name is Bradley Hill. I live at 1001 Park Street over here in Hanceville. Earlier today, I came into City Hall and I wanted to get a photo of the first mayor of Hanceville. His name was Hans Kinney, or that was his nickname. And his photo isn't on the wall, so I asked, do you guys have it sitting in a closet? It's broken. Can I get a copy of it? They tried to look for it. You happened to be busy, so they just said, well, there's a mural in the Civic Center. Why don't you go check that out? So, I just stopped by the library, checked it out. They said, go check out the Civic Center. So I went to the Civic Center, and lo and behold, the doors were open. I didn't know that. I thought they locked the doors, but walked in there. And do you happen to know, is Life Church that they do they pay to be there, or are you just letting them?
Yes, they have the building lease.
Okay, so they're kind of allowed to do what they want. Do they follow any kind of rules that y'all put in, like regulations on like cleaning or anything like that?
They have to maintain after their uses.
Okay, so I walked in today, and based on what you guys say, where they have to follow specific rules to keep it clean, it was, to say the least, it was pretty bad. I walked in there, there's signs that say, put up the chairs, put up the stuff. They didn't even put it to the side. It's all still out. They're all slammed into a corner. There's trash all over the floors. Same thing by the stage. I don't know if the stage used to be a nicer shape, but it's destroyed now. The wood is starting to peel up off the stage. There's pieces of the ceiling tile near the bathrooms that are just falling off. They're not even there. Many of the lights are broken. There's old radiators from the 80s or 70s or 60s, I don't know, in those bathrooms. The bathrooms aren't even finished. They have you see how this has the tiled wall? Most of the bathroom is that. But there's still a huge portion that just isn't done. And I don't know why. I don't know why this isn't, we should probably just get this done and clean it up. But besides that, the building was just left in ruins. Life Church, I don't know if anybody attends it, but they need to speak to the pastor or whoever's in charge there, because they have left it in a very bad shape. It's very bad. It's just, I just wanted to come to y'all and let y'all know so you can talk to Life Church and say, there's a very big, especially if they need to keep it clean, they have completely broken that rule.
So this is Thursday. I think they have service on Wednesday, but it's not like them to leave it like that at all.
It's bad. I took a couple of photos.
There could have been a party though last night there.
But like you said, they still have to keep it clean. And if I walked in and they kind of have, the trash cans were overfilling, they're kind of, that's explainable. At least they tried to throw it away. But it's all over the floors. And the building is now, you can start to see its age. It's really starting to age and it's really starting to fall apart. And a big portion of that, I think, is Life Church. I don't have any problem with Life Church. I think they're great. I'm glad that they're starting to use the Civic Center as much as they do. It's not a lot of people who use it. But they're just leaving it in a really bad shape. Especially if it's a public building where it's like if I walked into City Hall and there's trash all over the floor and there's broken windows. You know what I mean? It's not welcoming and it's not keeping the city clean.
And I can say I've never seen it that way.
You can go down there today, it's bad. It's very bad.
Okay, well, Rusty, I'm sure will be on top of this first thing in the morning. If there's ceiling tile physically falling, I mean, honestly, we had monsoons, we had a leak that's dropped some tile. I had one in one of my buildings.
And we had over 10 inches of rain in less than 90 minutes.
So that could be part of it.
It could be, but it looked like those tiles have been there for months. It doesn't look like they've been there for, a couple of days.
Yes. We'll
And I
definitely
will
look at
say
it.
they have came to, Life Church has came to us because of after a Saturday night party that they had to clean up before service.
Yes.
I understand.
Multiple times. So if there was a party last night, that could have been the issue.
Yeah, but like I said, there's still trash everywhere. It didn't even look like they tried to really clean it up. They just kind of threw it in a corner and called it a day. So it's just, especially since the public building, I can walk in there anytime. It's just not compatible. It's not clean. It's not sorted out. It's not a good building, at least right now. It isn't. But I just wanted to bring this, guys, to you, since I checked it today, and there's a city council meeting today. So, hey, I want to speak and give it to y'all. And I guess you're kind of in charge of that, right? Because you were
I'm operational manager.
operating. So I just wanted to bring this up to the council.
We'll
and let y'all know
certainly take
that.
care of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, anybody else?
Yes.
Uh,
You say you do you want to talk now?
yeah, you can do it as a comment, that's fine.
Well, I can wait.
No, that's fine, come ahead. Yeah, just tell us what you do and what you're asking for. We can't give you donations as a city, but we already talked, but you can ask all these kind of folks for one if you want.
Okay, I'm Brittany Coker, which most of y'all know me. I put on Ball Like a Bulldog Youth Skills Camp. This will be my 4th year to do this. Last year we ended up with 135 campers. The first year I had 61. Last year I had 30 kids that were sponsored by total strangers, which are you guys, not total strangers, but to the kids you were a stranger. This year we are anticipating on a larger number. So from year 1 to year 2, I grew 34 kids. From year 2 to year 3, I grew 40 kids. Last year I had 135. Hoping this year for 150. That's my goal anyway. I provide, well, I don't, but the city members, the council members, the community members, they all make donations to cover the camp. So last year I ended up spending right at about $1,200 on basketballs. It was $700 on pizza and food lunch both days for all of the kids and all of the high school athletes, varsity and JV that help, and the coaches. It was about $1,400 in goodie bags that the kids get. So the kids get a goodie bag that is filled with school supplies, personal hygiene products. They get candy, they get toys, they get all kinds of little knickknacks. I think last year we had body wash and deodorant in there, chapstick, stuff like that. The building that we donated, which is on the campus of school last year for the youth to use for storage, was about $3,000, even with AdCorp donating some of the metal and some of the wood. It was still about $3,000 out of the funds. I don't make a penny off this camp. I never have. I've never seen a cent of it. I would not ever do that. That's not the point of it. I'm here because my goal this year is to pay the rental fee for the youth to use the gyms, the elementary and middle school gyms. It's about $3,000. It's $30 per game, and I think there's like 17 to 21 games or something like that every Saturday. It ends up being like $3,000 for the duration of the season for us to rent the gyms for practicing games. That $3,000 comes after I pay for all of the stuff for the food and for the bags and for feeding the kids and for the basketballs, because each kid goes home with a basketball as well. So I have a Facebook page created that's called 4th Annual Ball Like a Bulldog Youth Skills Camp. There's an Amazon wish list that is linked on there if anybody was willing to or wants to donate to the camp. There's all the stuff that's going in the goodie bags is on there. There's also the basketballs that I need to order that are on there. There is also personal hygiene products and school supplies that are on there. So if any teachers have any excess of pencils or paper that are in packs, I want to put them in the bags for these kids. They're coming back to the school anyway. But anyways, I need snacks donations and water donations. We provide those for the kids as well. They don't have to bring anything with them. They just have to show up ready to work and ready to have fun. So basically, I'm just here to get the word out to the community, and if anyone individually would like to donate to the camp, to monetarily, then you can do that. You can do it to sponsor a kid. You can do snacks. You can do a case of water, whatever the case may be. If anyone is interested, you can do that via Facebook. You can reach out to me personally. My dad's a teacher at Hanceville. You can reach out to him. However you want to do that. I think This morning, I had 65 kids registered. Registration started out a little low this year. I'm a little worried about it, but it's picking up now. I had 65 before I came here today, and it's still a month and a half away before my deadline, which is July the 15th. There's also shirts for sale that Ms. Chambers at the high school is making, and part of the money from the shirt, like they're $15 a piece, and part of that money is going to be a donation to camp, and then part of it obviously pays for the shirt. So, but if anybody wants to do it, I think 90% of those kids sitting there have done it every year. So if anybody's interested or wants to sign their kid up or wants to be a part or wants to volunteer or any of the above, please feel free to reach out to me or check out that Facebook because I keep everything updated on there.
Okay, and that Facebook is it what?
4th annual Baldwin Like a Bulldog Youth Skills Camp, which is a mouthful and I'm aware, but I had to get the point across.
Okay, all right. And so this is her 4th year. She does really well. So anybody who wants to contribute to that, it'd be for a good cause. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, anybody else? Okay, we'll take the roll.
Counselor Powell,
Here.
Counselor Rowe,
Here.
Pro Temp Shelton,
Here.
Counselor Brown,
Here.
Counselor Kane,
Here.
Mayor Bradford.
Here. Okay, you see the agenda. If I can get a motion to consent that.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, Ms. Brown made the motion. Mr.
Rowe.
Rowe made the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Presentation, the 12U Hanceville baseball team is here tonight. So if y'all just want to come up, all y'all want to just come up and so if you want to kind of speak to what your organization has accomplished during this last season.
Yeah, we can. So a lot of these boys started out coach pitch and worked their way up. We've had some come and some go, but this year we had an overall record of 22-1, 20-0 in Coleman County play. So very, very proud of them and what they've accomplished. Most of them will move to middle school ball next year. And, as we were talking, we just decided to bring them. That's a big accomplishment for them. A lot of these boys have had the opportunity to go and play a lot of travel ball and things, but they've always stayed dedicated to this team and playing for Hanceville Park and Rec. So we just wanted to, acknowledge their success this year. A lot of hard work has gone into this over the years, and just say how proud we are of each of them. So that's it. We'll continue a little bit throughout the summer. We actually formed an all-star team with the other 12U team, and they'll continue to play through June. Well, we got 3 more dates, I think, we're going to play. So, yep, that's it, really.
Great kids and a good coaching, I think.
Well, I don't know about all that. It's really them. So,
so why don't everybody, I don't know who's taking the picture, but
Stand up behind
we can stand up, y'all can kind of group around and, I don't know, how's it look? Just us standing up here should be good.
Y'all got to scooch in,
Small
let's
ones
get a
get
good
down in the
picture. Step out, step out, step out, step out, scoot in. Come on, don't be shy. Come on, Coach, get on this end. Coach. You're blocking.
It in Landry, so we can see Landry.
I think I need to do
There you
that.
go, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna go first and then she'll go. 1, 2. That pole is in the way. Okay, look at me right here. Now smile over this way. 1, 2, 3. Okay, bye.
This pole is in the right in the way.
It's temporary.
It is. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, smile. Girls. All right. Ready,
very respectful, high character kids, and I'm very proud of all of them.
Well, thank you.
They don't control you.
Good job, boys. Good job.
30 minutes, y'all are real good.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Okay, next item up is the approval of minutes from May 14th.
I move to approve the minutes.
And I'll second. Mr. Powell with a motion, Mr. Rudd with a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. New business, public hearing for Azul Tequila Mexican Cantina LLC. This is for the alcohol license for the restaurant that's taking the place of Blue Phase of their existing building up on the right side of town going toward Colton. So we'll open the public hearing for any discussion on that. Any comments on that? Steve? You want to come up?
Not really, no.
Not really?
There's been a question raised about the signage.
Yes.
I have a recommendation. I would like to recommend that the council go into the details of advertisements on establishments that sell alcohol and waive the ban so that they can proceed.
Yes, we're going to look at that. The actual ordinance says that you can't have a name of a brand of alcohol. This is part of a brand name, but it's not the full brand name.
And I appreciate that it is an LLC, but that is a slope that can get slippery quickly. And I think the easiest way to fix it is to allow for signage in all establishments that sell alcoholic beverages.
To say that again, to allow what?
To allow signage, the ordinance was written up.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at making that a little bit more, the whole ordinance needs going through, and we're going to do all that.
I know, we just recently changed it to allow Sunday sales, so I don't feel like this would be a big issue to allow warehouse or any of the convenience stores or gas stations or beer stores, for lack of a better word, to advertise brandage.
Right, and the spirit of that piece of the ordinance is they didn't want like big flashing, beer signs on the windows, neon stuff.
And I understand that because I was there when some of that was done.
Right.
But I love the sign, and please understand, I can't wait to have my first cerveza there, okay? But you want to talk about a big neon sign? There's not going to be one any bigger than that one. So, again.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else got any other comments? Yeah, they're already opening serving food. This is just for
Yeah, they're food.
alcohol license.
And I just want to make one comment. It looks 10 times better inside.
The Blue Phase, oh yeah, for sure.
A lot of compliments on the food and everything. People's really talking how good things are.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll close the public hearing. And you know what's supposed to be on here that's not on here? To vote to approve their alcohol license. Did we just do that we need to vote to amend the agenda to add that? Yeah. I just, when I wrote it up, I didn't think about that. So let me have a motion to add item number 10, approve the alcohol license for Brazil Tequila. That's Cantina.
I move to amend the agenda to add agenda item
10
10
to approve the alcohol license.
to approve Azul Tequila Mexican Cantina alcohol license.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell made the motion, and Ms. Shelton made the second. I'll need a roll call vote on this.
Counselor Rowe,
Yes.
Counselor Powell,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Shelton,
Yes.
Counselor Brown,
Yes.
Counselor Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Bradford.
Yes. Okay, that was on me. I looked at it and said, well, but it's technically, legally, it's two separate items. So that was fixed. Bill approval.
I'll make a motion that we pay the bills.
And I second that.
Okay, Mr. Rowe with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Coleman County Commission invoice, deputy overtime.
I make a motion that we pay the invoice for the deputy overtime.
I'll second.
Ms. Shelton with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The CWD Park Improvement Proposal. Essentially, this is just, the last meeting was for the mayor to negotiate the field prices and everything, so that's still kind of in play with all this, because we couldn't do it all anyway. So that would be a part of this to allow me to follow this plan to do two fields and make the basketball courts better, because they're the worst actually.
I move, you go ahead. You might have better wording than me on this. Okay. I move to approve the CWD Park fencing and improvements by turning it into a 3-year phase plan. Dividing the fencing project up over 3 years, and having phase 1 focus on 2 fields and the basketball court this year. And allowing us to return each year to approve each year's phase. And to negotiate the fencing contracts.
And I'll second that.
Is that makes sense?
Yes, we got what you meant on that.
That makes sense.
All right, so Mr. Powell with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, veterans to CWD Park budget amendment. This is to move the money from veterans to CWD for the playground in between those two ball fields.
I move to amend the budget by transferring $25,317 from the improvement of Veterans Park to CWD Park for the installations of a playground would be between ball fields 3 and 4, including an enclosure gate behind the playground.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, fine and court cost amnesty ordinance number 2026-9. This is to waive all pending fines from our municipal court. And if y'all wanna make this the first reading, what do y'all wanna do?
I make a motion that we waive, suspend the rules, and vote on this issue tonight. And I second that.
Okay, Ms. Brown with a motion to suspend the rules, Ms. Shelton with a second. I'll need a roll call vote on that.
Counselor Rowe? Counselor Powell?
Yes.
Mayor Tim Shelton?
Yes.
Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Bradford?
Yes. Okay, now the motion will be to, pass this as presented.
I make a motion that we pass the fine court cost amnesty ordinance 2026-9 as presented. And I second that.
Okay, Ms. Brown made the motion, Ms. Shelton with a second. We need a roll call vote.
Counselor Powell?
Yes.
Counselor Rowe?
Yes.
Mayor Tim Shelton?
Yes.
Counselor Brown?
Yes.
Counselor Kane?
Yes.
Mayor Bradford?
Yes. That should make some folks happy. New check signer. We got two sitting here. We can certainly postpone it. Yeah. This is just, something happened to one of us, y'all gonna have to come up with one, so. This is to basically do an emergency check sign until we get another clerk. So whatever y'all wanna do on it. I hope that happens to you once. So is the motion to postpone or let it drop?
I move to postpone this until the next meeting.
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. Powell with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion to postpone? Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8, new alcohol review board appointment. We want to postpone that? I've already. Can we have a council member and a mayor serve on the board? Okay. Okay.
I think so, but I'm not quite sure.
All right.
Jimmy can have a vote on this.
All right, well, we got two names up in the air. Do we want to decide now or we want to postpone it? We won't have another board until our next meeting. Or another meeting of the board until our next meeting, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm fine with it tonight, personally. I said I'm fine to move forward with it tonight, personally.
Okay, so someone, give me a name.
Well, I had a question just for my own knowledge. How many people are on the board?
I believe it's 5. It's the mayor, the city clerk, the fire chief, which the city clerk is the one that's missing, the fire chief. The police chief, which is the one we're actually replacing. And then the city clerk, when we get one, will be on it as well. So we're replacing the police chief.
Yes, and there's an appointment also.
And there's an appointment also.
So you're actually,
I have to do both. Okay, that works for me.
I make a motion that we temporarily put the director of operations on in the city clerk's position, and that we put Mr. Rowe on in the vacant police and chief's position.
So moved.
Okay, Ms. Brown with a motion to put Rusty and Mr. Rowe in those two positions, and Mr. Powell with a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now, when we get another clerk, unless we renew our ordinance, then one of those will need to drop off. Just take your first vote of it. Okay, fire hoses to surplus.
I make a motion that we allow, the chief to surplus the fire hoses and clean up that area.
And I second that.
All right, Ms. Brown with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 10, the alcohol license for the Zoo Tequila Taqueria.
I move to approve Azul Tequila Mexican Cantina alcohol license.
And I will second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Old business, credit card machine with the library.
I make a motion that we purchase a sweater for the library to be used, as they have themselves.
I'll second that.
Okay, Ms. Brown with the motion, Mr. Rowe with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Procurement policy for federal funds, ordinance number 2026-8. This will be the second reading of this ordinance. It should be in your packet.
I move to approve ordinance number 2026-8, federal, the procurement policy for federal funds.
And I second that.
Okay, Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, you see your bank account balance sheet. Questions on that? Report of staff. Chief, you got anything?
That's I don't have anything for you.
Okay. All right, Rusty, we've got your, we were missing your packet from last time. We got both of you in this time. You want to give us an update on what you got going on?
Yes, sir. Well, first thing is, we're going over there tonight and inspect the city center. That's unacceptable if that's the case.
Absolutely. I've never seen the church.
I've never seen it leave it that way either. It's unacceptable either way, and it will be taken care of tonight before we leave. I'll talk to the park director. We will make sure that whatever's happening over there is straightened out. And if it was a party that happened, it wasn't cleaned up, they definitely won't receive their deposit back. Now, as far as the stage and a few service houses, stuff like that, that's minor repair that just goes along with the job, and we'll just have to look at it and see what needs to be repaired or replaced, and we'll try to address those issues as we see fit. Of course, the flood's a big topic, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
This is a good example of Mud Creek.
That was a wake-up call.
I have preached this ever since I've been here. When Mud Creek has took all the water it can take, and you see the creek running backwards on the flow instead of forward, you got problems. and this happens at least every 3 or 4 years, our infrastructure cannot take that. It starts backing up and it builds in every area of this city in stages. Everybody floods. Please, everybody understand, me cleaning out your cover is not gonna solve this problem, okay? Now, with that heavy rain, 10 inches in an hour and a half, it's gonna flood. And that's gonna wash the city clean. We're gonna come behind that flood, and we're gonna clean these culverts out and stuff. And our culverts can take the normal rain flow. But it cannot take this by falling off the hook like I've got a magic wand. I can wave to make this water disappear. We're not the only ones that flood. Coleman flooded, Good Hope flooded. But it's normal for Hanceville. Every 3 to 4 years with this heavy rain, we're gonna flood. And we can't fix it until something's done with Mud Creek. Now, I've preached that till I'm blue in the face. It's not in our hands anymore. It's going into the county. But until that problem's resolved, we're going to always have this issue. Even when that problem's resolved, we're still going to have certain issues in certain areas because this is a low-lying area.
So the gentleman that spoke last week about the bridges that was stopping some of that water, he credence. I mean, that it was logical to me. I mean, he's been here a long time and has seen it, and he was saying he doesn't see as much water on his property, which is on further down the line, than he used to before they did the dredging.
Because the bottleneck right there where they quit dredging, and it's coming back on us because it's bottlenecking right there. I mean, the bridges is taking all they can take. Nothing's stopping those bridges up or these tunnels. Except for the one, and it's railroad.
Yeah.
It is an issue. Each railroad tunnel is an issue. It's gonna bottleneck right there and flood Miss Shelton's and them neighborhood every time. I can't tell you how many times I've been in water this deep getting a little handicapped woman out of her house. And even seen her dog drown in this. But the public needs to understand that I don't have a magic wand. I can't make this water disappear. Our system works effectively when we have normal rain, but not when we have 10 inches in an hour and a half.
Well, no system is going to do that. Like you said, every town in this county flooded.
But with that,
Birmingham would have been worse, I'm sure.
With that said, we did clear our blockages out when we come back to work. And we was called in on several tree down calls that we took care of. We did come out and open up some blockages once this ended. We come back the first of the week and we've done that. We have a culvert washed out on East Railroad. We replaced it. So that was the damage from that flood. On a good note, our pool opened this weekend. Of course, they didn't need no more water, did they? But it was a slow start with the pool, but you know, we still got the whole summer to go, and we're optimistic that the pool's gonna do well. I've got to say, and my hat's off to Park and Rec. I think this is the best rec ball season I've seen since I've been here. They have really set some ballers this season. And I would like to say that our youth program with the baseball team that's just here, and the softball team, the ladies softball team that just made it to the state playoff, made history. That starts at Park and Rec, y'all. They start right there, as toddlers on T-ball. And that's what builds our champions. But we got to start right there, and we've got to maintain that and put that as a priority for our children. And as long as I'm operations manager, I'm going to push that. But that is what you see that comes from our community. And it's a blessing, and I'm proud of it. But it starts with these guys and our boys. So my hat's off to y'all. Good job.
Rusty, getting back to Mud Creek, would it be advisable to contact the county on having to try to get something done with
It's
that?
the county's issue now. It's really not ours.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think so. Do you, Mayor? I mean, it's out of our city limits.
I spoke with our representative. Of course, he didn't run again, but this will be something that'll happen after the new administration gets in. But I didn't want to put our name on, the feds are going to pay $100,000 for the study, But if it's just our name on it, we would be responsible for the 20% or whatever it is of the dredging. But I'm not gonna put my name on dredging county land unless they put theirs on it as
And there's a lot
well.
that goes with that, once they do their study and they decide what's gonna do, we're talking about millions of dollars,
Oh,
20 million plus.
million,
When you're talking about acquiring land activation and all kind of stuff, I understand it's a big ordeal.
And it probably ain't gonna work anyway, because the thing does a big backward L about halfway through.
Right.
And I just don't, I'm not an
Somebody
engineer,
somewhere
but
gonna flood.
it doesn't look like it's gonna work from a map.
But I've been here, since I've been here 17 years, ever how long it's been. The first week I started working here, the first 3 days, the city flooded. And this is flooded at least in my 17-year tenure 6 times, maybe at a minimum, that we've seen this. So anyway, that's where we are with that. And there's nothing, I don't have the magic wand, I don't have the miracle piece that I can't do nothing but wait till it resides, block traffic, try to keep them around and come behind it, clean it up, is all I can do. So I hope the public understands that. So me cleaning out your cover ain't gonna solve your problem.
Right.
During that kind of situation. Of course, I did say we worked on several tree down calls, and stuff during the flood. When you get this kind of saturation, trees just give away, the ground just give away. Our official Rama was canceled Friday due to this. We moved it to the Civic Center, and we did bingo and some other gifts and games and things, and it turned out to be a really good, enjoyable event. Seniors loved it. I think everybody had a great time. The Lord blessed us Saturday. We pulled the fish from off with the kids at the park and got the pool open. So that was good. On the amendment, moved the playground to the park. You're asking for that fencing. That fencing wasn't included in that budget.
Oh.
So we're gonna use that out of phase 1 money.
Yeah. David, would you speak on
It's
that?
in the bid.
Oh, it's
We
in?
did include it in the bid. It's
Okay.
not in the budget for that line item, for the playground, but it is in the bid that was not out for the price.
Thank you. Of course, y'all know everything behind mowing, facade. We got pontoons. So as soon as this gives us a break, we will get the city cleaned back up. But we will address this problem with the civic center just making it up.
Yeah, the grass ain't really hot yet, but it'll start.
It will a lot fertilizer here once.
And we still got a prediction of rain until literally like next Tuesday.
Yeah. And they're calling for heavy rain tomorrow and Saturday again, so.
And then potentially Sunday and Monday is still like 60%.
Exactly. And then we've got to have a dry period,
Yeah.
before, so don't just look and say that we're not doing our work, because we're doing maintenance and other things along the way while we wait to get ready to get back on the shop and more schedule. The first 4 vehicles sold on gov.deals. The next one closes tomorrow, and the next round closes tomorrow, around 2:30. We brought in $11,875 on the first old trucks. These is old trucks, these is old ones, 04s, 2010s, they're all work trucks, so I felt like we did pretty good, bringing in $11,875 on that. And so we'll see what the second round brings. And we've got 2 more rounds of bidding after that. We'll be bidding the Kawasaki Mule, the 2A of general dump trucks, the next go round, and then the last go round we'll be bidding the Jeep Patriot and the Hummer van. So we still have several more rounds to go before we get rid of all surplus. Any questions for me?
Can't think of anybody. You think you'll be able to get the county's pothole packer thing?
Yes, I'm reaching out to, Mr. Kelly Duke, now the commissioner, and see when we can get this dirt patch machine out here, because with all this cold weather and this rain and everything, we get potholes that popping up everywhere, the shoulder is washing away, and the flooding. And I know they're behind too, so I'm at their mercy get the, beer pack machine in here, get the whole patching done, but as soon as they're available, we're gonna get that started, so.
All right, thank you, Rusty.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, council discussion items, anything we wanna talk about, discuss? Something new, interesting? Did we cover it all?
Well, are we wanting to try to decorate the town for the 250th birthday of our country?
I think we do something. I just don't know what yet. It's coming up, ain't it?
You got some good places to put a birthday on.
Get what?
You said you had a lot of good places to put a birthday on.
17.
This one.
Oh, is that what that's called? I don't know those, I don't know those.
You can probably ask Miss Reed, she's on that Daughters of the American Revolution group, and she, her and Miss Wharton are both on it, and they, like, they're presenting a statue at Sportsman's Lake, so they could probably do something.
Yeah, we talked about that at Civitan. We'll get some ideas from those girls. They usually come up with some good stuff.
They came to that one at school, and she was telling us about the Daughters of the American Revolution thing. Which, thank you for coming, Miss Shepherd.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. That's a lot.
I mean, we used to do a small fireworks show at CWA Park with Kids Not Out, which we haven't done in a couple of years, or probably 3 now, right? We need to start that back.
We were talking about like the kids night out now, it was like sponsored by the police department, that it would be a kids day or night. Similar to that, but we'll still ask for sponsorship.
Yeah.
Help with that, and maybe do it here, and Bob had a couple of games going. Well, Was and I discussed several different ideas. Was, you want to speak on what all you think we might do?
Oh, yeah, it would essentially be, a day in the park. It'd be a Saturday during the ball season. We'd have a small tournament, with all the age groups we have. And bounce houses, food trucks, you name it, we'll do something. And then, yeah, a fireworks show, I think would be a great addition as well.
Yeah, that was, I don't know, it's probably higher now, but that wasn't very expensive, I don't think fireworks was it? Yeah, let's do something like that. We'll plan that. Do a day in the park with a fireworks show with everything you talked about. It'd be great. And then just have all the merchants decorate the town.
Right. I was gonna say to the day of the, the school, I wish someone had filmed that where more people could see it, because it was an awesome program.
I was
that
supposed
day.
to have the news there, and they didn't show up.
I mean, it was awesome program. Everybody, those kids were so well behaved, I couldn't get over that.
They were awesome.
They were
I
awesome.
was sweating like a pig the whole time. They better behave. I thought the news was gonna be there, but they didn't pull through for me. But they are gonna be at camp.
I had people to reach out to me wanting that story about Hanceville too, wanting a copy of it, and I thank Pam and Reed for helping with that, get that for me, the history of Hanceville and how it all
I think all the speeches went well, really. Everybody that spoke, I mean, they grabbed the attention of the kids for sure.
They did.
It was a good one.
It was a good one, not a squeaky bit, but, hindsight's 20/20.
So there wasn't a road camera person out there filming that we don't know about?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen one. I think
I thought
actually
Tyler
Burnett got one of the singing. I think maybe I don't really know, but I don't think there was anybody.
Put on Facebook.
There were several pictures, but no video.
Yeah.
And I was
really
a little
neat.
occupied to do videoing.
It was a good thing that day.
I'm gonna do another on Veterans Day.
He says he's going to.
We are.
Thank you for that.
Okay, anything else we want to discuss? Okay.
When is y'all thing in the park gonna be?
We walk through the park.
No, then.
The day in the park, I mean, realistically, it would be,
In
next-
July?
well, no, we're done with ball, pretty much. We were more looking forward to next spring when we have our season. We can absolutely have something for 4th of July,
What about that COVID, or the COVID thing, is that the season for it right now?
Yeah, that's
tournaments for it?
every Tuesday night we're
Oh, that's
having,
Tuesday.
it's an adult league.
They weren't planning on doing that till next.
But we can absolutely do something.
We can definitely plan something for the Fourth of July though, since we're already.
We're all for it.
Well, we got a month, essentially.
We're all for
I got a great lead for fireworks.
Yeah, so we can definitely put something together for our city for Fourth of July.
So the 250-year celebration, I think.
Absolutely, we can definitely do something for our city.
it. We're all for it.
I probably wouldn't do it on the 4th though, because everybody's gonna go to the flex.
Exactly, so we can
Maybe the
do
3rd.
something.
4th is on Saturday, so don't, that
We can
Friday
even do
night
that,
or
yeah.
Sunday or.
Sometime
Yeah,
during
Sunday.
Yeah.
Or we do a week ahead.
All right, we'll put our heads together and come up with something. All right, our food trucks at Tucker Park unfortunately has been canceled this week again due to rain. Let's hope for next week it'll be here. Our next work session council meeting is June 11th at 6 p.m. The one after that will be June 25th at 6 p.m. And before we adjourn, I'd like for us to go into executive session to discuss the good name and character of the individual. I need a motion for that.
Second.
And Ms. Brown with the motion, Mr. Rowe with a second. Any more discussion? I'll need a roll call vote on that.
Counselor Powell,
Yes.
Counselor Rowe,
Yes.
Mayor Tim Shelton,
Yes.
Counselor Brown,
Yes.
Counselor Kane,
Yes.
Mayor Bradford.
Yes. And I don't expect this to take long, and I don't expect anything but a motion to adjourn when we get back. So y'all hang out, go home, enjoy your night, whatever you want to do. We'll be here tonight.
Also, just a little announcement, I don't know if anyone realizes, 2029, just want to bring this out there, 2029 will be the 150th year since Hanceville was founded. I'm working with the Hanceville Preservation Commission, and we're working to do something in 2029. I just wanted to bring that up to y'all, so that's something comment? We're good.
Are we live?
Yep.
Okay, one thing I forgot to mention before we went in there, the Hanceville Library is having Unearth a Story starting at 10 a.m. Wednesdays. Looks like there are several dates here, May 27th, June 3rd, June 10th, June 17th. So look for this flyer, probably on the side of the library and other places. Should be a good time. She's really coming up with these good events for the library.
They're also doing she's doing a book reading contest for the governor also.
Okay.
She wasn't listed on there, she come over and told us.
Yeah, book reading contest, like 6 books in 2 or 3 months or something like that. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So support your local town whenever you can. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
And I second.
Mr. Powell with the motion, Ms. Shelton with the second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned. Thank y'all for coming. Have a wonderful evening.